And we're singing. We're singing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Time to talk.
Vampire.
Beauty and the Bitch.
Yeah.
Mick.
Morgy.
What is your favorite kind of, like, character type?
The ones with big dicks.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I feel like I failed in presenting what I was
Okay.
referring to. Okay, so for example, there's the comic relief, and there's, like, the hero type, and there's, like, the damsel in distress, and there's, like, the British villain. What kind of person do you most look forward to seeing?
Okay, can I do a tie?
Yes.
Because there is a tie.
Yeah.
The first is the stern matron, like Professor McGonagall.
Yes!
I love a stern matron with a heart of gold.
Oh my God.
Any kind of thing. I'm
Hands
like, that's my
down.
girl. She's my favorite teacher. I would have sex with her if she asked. I wouldn't be good at it, but I would try.
And you also, like, relate, right? Like,
And I also totally
you're like,
relate.
they're always right.
Exactly. They're always right. I'm always right.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Okay.
Okay, we're moving
Well.
on. You're going to let that one pass? You're in a good mood? You're going to let that pass? Okay.
It's probably the 17 glasses of wine that you forced upon me before
I
this
want you to
recording
be
began.
real nice to me, so I got you real drunk.
I am nice when I'm drunk.
Yes, me too.
And what is the tie for the second person?
So Tekken,
the video game? Oh,
yes.
yeah.
It would be like a rebellious antihero. I love a rebel with or without a cause who can either be serious or funny, but if they're going against the grain, they're the underdog. Can
you give an example? Like,
sure, me.
Okay. Very devil may care.
Yeah,
sure,
exactly.
Sure.
And it's like he walks out of house and you're like, how does he look that?
Okay,
good?
no,
Like,
I can't perpetuate.
He doesn't even try.
This
He just wakes up like
illusion.
that.
Fake news.
Well, another good example.
Another secondary example.
Let's see. There are a lot of them. Batman, Green Arrow, Deadpool.
I see. Okay. Anti-hero. Great. You know what I love is
Wait. Let me ask you so it sounds like I'm a good person.
Okay.
But I've talked enough about me.
Oh!
What about you, Morgy? What do you like in a
Well,
character?
honestly, my favorite thing, actually, gonna have to go with the very feminist answer, is the woman that you assume might be a damsel in distress of her own accord, but actually ends up being a hero in her own right. A very, like, Hermione type where you're like, she's kind of useless. Oh, wait, we would literally be dead without her.
So, like, Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy, is that and also from, obviously...
she's sort of
Infinity
a
War?
beast, like, kind of out of the gate, but,
Yeah.
like from the Mistborn Brandon Sanderson series, Ven is very much that character because she starts out as very, like, dependent upon other people, but then in the end she's kind of like, she really doesn't need anybody, and, like, they should be so lucky that she would help them out. You know what I mean?
She might be busy. She might be swallowing pennies in the other room. Ain't got no time
Girl,
for
she's
you.
gotta go pick out dresses because she's still a bitch.
Yeah,
she's still a pretty bitch.
She's a powerful pretty bitch, though. If y'all don't read that Mistborn
she's
series...
a PPB.
Oh. I don't know if I'd say that about her.
You know...
PB means power bottom. PPB means P power bottom.
Does it?
That means they fuck you and then they pee
What
on you.
about powerful,
I just made that
pretty...
up.
Oh my god.
I just made that up. Power bottom's real.
You know what else you have made up?
What?
The sham of us not introducing ourselves. This is of your
Oh, you're right!
own making. Welcome back to Beauty and the Bitch. I'm Morgan.
And I'm PPB. P power bottom.
He's a pretty powerful bitch. I can't even remember what it was now. But you're definitely it.
My name is Mick.
Yes, he's Mick, and I'm Morgan, and this is Beauty and the Bitch, and we are here today to talk about all of our favorite character tropes that exist all within inside of Deadpool, which is today's topic.
We got extremely drunk for this, not because life is hard and we wanted to, but because we thought it would fit the theme of the show today.
And to be honest, it just kind of like happened.
Oh, it was very planned on my part.
Yeah.
You think you buy a box of wine on accident, bitch? I knew what I was doing. I said, me and Morgy are going to get crunk drunk.
Okay.
Well,
we have accomplished this one goal,
Girl.
and now we're accomplishing our second goal of discussing Ryan Reynolds' amazing portrayal as Deadpool the second time around. Not saying he nailed it the first time, not really his fault, but we're getting it right.
Yes. And by the first time, you're talking about X-Men Origins Wolverine, right? In which he was kind of cool at first. He was like a member of the little troupe.
Right.
But then He died somehow. I forget how, because who cares about that horrible shit movie? And then they sewed his mouth shut.
It's very traumatic. Like, I'm not into that in any facet.
Made him ugly. Deadpool's ugly anyway, but it's part of his charm. And then they put sword things in his arms, and then he could teleport or some shit. I was like, bitch, that is the cruelest thing you could do, not only to Deadpool, but to Deadpool fans.
It was some Mortal Kombat shit, too, for sure. Like, basically, whoever decided that was happening, sure, maybe read, like, some comic timeline. But they were definitely playing Mortal Kombat when they were like, we're going to turn this fool into, like, Baraka meets, like, some bitch with a mask on her face, and Hugh Jackman's just going to be the pretty one.
Yeah. That's pretty much, that was the decision that was made. Yeah. So that is the biggest fuck off ever to fans. But then, after, I think between X-Men Origins Wolverine and Deadpool, didn't Ryan Reynolds do Green Lantern?
He was Green Lantern, and it was not good, you guys.
Horrible.
Not super his fault.
No.
Not super his fault. But yeah, really, really bad. And they do pay homage to that in this film by, like, poking fun at it, like, don't give me a green suit, and also no CGI. And, like, they make a couple of jokes about it. So, of course, that's one of the great things about Deadpool is that they recognize, like, things that have happened in real life. They make a joke about his first Deadpool interaction. They talk about Wolverine, but like, without saying his name. Ryan Reynolds was like, it rhymes with Fulverine.
He says Pulverine, actually. So embarrassing.
To be honest, that was really embarrassing, and I think we should just stop right now.
Podcast canceled.
I knew that it would happen at some point. I just didn't know that was the straw that was going to break the camel's back. So,
all right. So, Morgy, I've got what I think is actually going to be quite a difficult challenge for you because we're drunk.
Okay.
Because we were talking about the first movie. You're so good at giving a synopsis. It's one of your superpowers. I mean it.
I just told you everything about the new Avengers movie.
You broke it down for me. Infinity War, which I'm not, even though we did an episode on it and I want to see it, I won't be seeing it until it comes out on Amazon to rent.
In 17 years.
I don't like people, and people tend to be in movie theaters.
That's kind of their hallmark. It's like people coming together.
I'd rather spend money on, impulse Amazon purchases. But anyway.
Same.
I mean, what can I say? But there's a fly or something on me.
He's dying. So you want me to tell you what happens in Deadpool 1?
Thank you, yes.
I think...
Wait. Are you ready? Are you going to start? Because I'm going to...
Oh my god, I have a timer.
I'm going to time
How many
you for
minutes
2 minutes.
do I have?
You have 2 minutes.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Okay. I can do this. I can totally do
I
this.
believe in you.
Okay.
Go.
So Deadpool opens up, and we're kind of a little fast-forwarded. Deadpool's being a total badass, already in his red suit, being himself, being funny. He's got a cabbie. His cabbie took him somewhere. He's ready to kick ass. He does. We get some great still frames, great fight action happening. He's trying to kill this British dude. For some reason, this British dude's not dying. Doesn't make sense. He literally stabbed him in the heart. Does not compute. Okay, turn back time, go back. He's beautiful. He's Ryan Reynolds. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh, he's a badass. He used to be like in the special forces, but he's got a new job now where he just kind of intimidates people for money. He goes to this special bar where TJ Miller is the comic relief. He's the barmaiden. And while he's there, he meets this really beautiful lady, that hoe from Firefly. And he's like, hey, girl, hey. And she's like, I'm a prostitute. Oh, I just opened your world. Yeah, she's that bitch. And they kind of get together. And they're so cute. It's so sexy. They're beautiful together. Lots of sex. But their relationship is beautiful. And then, oops, he asked her to marry him. But also I have brain cancer / a million other cancers. He wants to preserve her. He doesn't want her to remember him sad. So he leaves to join this person who's like, hey, we'll fix you or whatever. And he's like, fuck you. But then he's like, okay. And then he goes, and then that British villain from scene 1 is there. He's also kind of a mutant. Their whole thing is they're awakening mutant powers in people, a la X-Men. And they try to awaken his powers through torture. Doesn't work for a long time. Then it does work. You find out the British guy has the power of like not feeling anything, and that's how he didn't die when he got stabbed in the heart. And then Deadpool gets all these crazy powers, but also his skin gets burned. He looks crazy. It's not cute.
30 seconds.
And then the X-Men are there, and you got the like angsty teenager, and then you got the like do-gooder like steel man. And they take on British dude and his little homegirl, and then, oops, they kidnap the lady friend, but he's got to save his lady friend because he wants to get back with her, but he's so ugly, she won't have sex with him. Also, he lives with this blind lady, and she's hilarious, and it's so cute. TJ Miller's his friend, he's there.
10 seconds.
And then in real life, he saves the girl, she forgives him, and she's like, that's a face I could learn to sit on.
Good job, Morgy. That was fucking crazy.
Damn. I feel good about it.
You had 5 seconds left.
Girl. Oh, I could have said more, but I really enjoyed her line where she was like, that's a face I could learn to sit on.
I thought it was so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're like really cute together.
That's the first thing. Okay, not only is she the courtesan type from Firefly, which I never put together until you said it. She's also Jim Gordon's love interest in Gotham. Mm-hmm. And she's like a mob boss in her own right. And I love that this actress now has like 3 separate alternate universes in which she is a badass important
She's
character.
A boss babe.
Because like she doesn't have superpowers as of yet. I heard that maybe it's a possibility in the future.
Okay.
Maybe in the comics she gets powers at some point. But like she's just a badass person. Mm-hmm. Like, hot, sexy, not afraid, like, awakened sexually, not afraid of who she is, straight up, not afraid of a man. Like, I really love that character.
I love her too.
I love her.
Yeah. And especially in Firefly, which is where I know her from best. Like, to me, she has such a special place in my heart because, like, of course she was like this love interest for like the main character or whatever. But she did own her own sexuality and she was not willing to change who she was or what she did with her life for him. And she was just like, that's part of the fucking package. Like, that's just what it is, you know?
She is, and she's like that in Gotham too. She's strong, man. Like, she's in love with Jim Gordon for a minute and then blah blah blah, something happens. I don't want to spoil it even though it's 7 seasons ago, but I want people to watch that show because people aren't watching it and it's about to get canceled.
Oh my god, is it really?
It's on the edge of being canceled, and it actually is a shame because it's a whole level above, like, even though I love them like Green Arrow and Flash and stuff, money wise and acting wise, it's a step above. It shouldn't get canceled. But anyway, she's like that in that show too. She does a good job. Let me pull up. Do you know her name off the top of your head?
Oh, Lord, no. I'm awful with that.
You know, I'm going to pull it up. But she does just such an amazing job of encapsulating both sexuality and strength and just, like, feminine strength in a very real way.
This is a super non sequitur to that, except that they're really cute together as a couple. So I, like you do, was wondering about like Ryan Reynolds, so I did some Googling. And did you know he was married to Scarlett Johansson for like a hot minute? They were married for like years. And then like they got divorced and now he's married to Blake Lively and they're like perfect together in every way. It's so cute. But
so you're a Blake Lively fan, I take it?
I like Blake Lively.
Is she the one that was in The Hills? Who am I thinking of? She was like the
Lauren
main...
Conrad?
Weirdly, look, I told you I can't keep people apart. I have smushed together Blake Lively and Lauren Conrad.
So Lauren Conrad is like a reality TV person.
Let's just
Blake Lively was... Okay, first of all, Lauren Conrad has a line of clothing that is very cute, and her main color is rose gold, which is my personal signature color, and I own several Lauren Conrad pieces that you probably like.
I probably do like them, and that's fine. Here's the question. Did she really actually make those clothes?
I don't know.
Were they done by a stylist? They're just using her name.
I like the brand.
Because rose gold, bitch, you can get an iPhone in that color. That color's not a revolution.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying.
I like Lauren Conrad.
and I'm sorry. I didn't even watch it.
But Blake Lively is known for Gossip Girl. That was her show that she was in. Which is also fucking trash, but I loved it, obviously.
Trash, and see, I didn't watch The Hills or Gossip Girl.
I didn't watch The Hills.
In my brain, how those two things would seem the same.
I don't love reality TV, so I wasn't like into that. And then she had some spin-off shows, Lauren Conrad. She did some other stuff. But like I wasn't into any of that. And she was with that
guy, that real weasel-faced guy.
Yeah.
Who cares? Anyway, Vanessa from Deadpool, the love interest, her real name is Marina Baccarin.
Yes.
Baccarin?
Sure.
I think she's Italian, this actress. She's so gorgeous.
She's so pretty.
I fucking love her.
Her nose is like literally perfect.
I think she's just perfect in general. I adore her.
She's like ageless. She looks exactly the same as I remember her from like Firefly. And that was like over a decade ago, right?
Yeah, she might be an android.
Yeah, actually. It's fucking crazy.
Let's cut her open and check it out.
Okay.
See, that's a good friend. Goes along with you when you want to cut someone limb from limb.
As long as they're drunk, you know.
Ooh, I was telling you, Thanos, I think it was either Thanos or Darkseid, cut his mother open at age like 8 or 9. And I remember distinctly in the comics, it was from sternum to woohoo. they I forget how they said it, but I remember thinking like,
They
oh
probably
my
said
God.
woohoo.
They might have done said
Mm-hmm.
woohoo, but he cut her open completely to see what was inside.
That's fucked up.
I mean, I joke about that, but he really did that.
He really did that in the comic that was real life.
Right? That is real life. Comics are real life.
Girl.
Okay, so obviously we're on the side of that romance.
Yeah,
of that love story in
it's
Deadpool.
very sweet.
I think my favorite scene actually from that movie is not a funny scene. It's when he finds out he has cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh my God, I'm totally going to cry because I'm drunk. No, I'm not. I'm fine. And
I know what
he
you're
finds
gonna
out he has
say.
cancer, and then everything kind of, the sound gets quiet, and he's just looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
And they have such amazing chemistry, those two.
They really do.
And you can just feel him thinking about all the minutes they're not going to have together. It is so touching.
And he says, like, when he gets the diagnosis and she's, like, asking questions about, like, treatments and experimental stuff, and, like, it does get quiet, and he says, like, she's thinking, she's already on step, like, 9, 10, and 11, and, like, all he can think about is, like, her. Like, all she cares about is, like, trying to save him, but, like, all he cares about is her.
It's a really beautiful love story.
And you know what? Comic book movies often don't do romance well in any capacity, any facet. I'm a big shipper of Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Oh, yeah.
Like, their relationship to me, I'm invested in, but even that is, like, not super flushed out as well as it could, but I feel like this is one of the only good relationships we get as far as, like, I'm invested in it, and they have great chemistry, and, like, I really want them to be together. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. And because he's such a neurotic, ridiculous, literally insane asshole a lot of the time, Deadpool's an anti-hero for sure. Like, he's not really a hero. He's too crazy for that. His love for her rings so much truer. You know, it's like, if Captain America falls for a girl, which he has, we've seen him fall
like
for one
several fucking hoes.
It's kind of just like man to me. You know what I mean? Because he's always sweet and good. And I'm not putting that down, but it just doesn't have the same resonance as someone who does kind of awful things. He'll kill people with impunity. Deadpool doesn't care. He'll make fun of your dead mama to her face at the funeral. You know
He'll
what I mean?
ask his blind roommate to leave so he can masturbate.
I mean, he's very lewd and disgusting and sometimes mean, you know, especially in the comics. He started out as a villain, you know. He was a villain originally. But his love for her is so pure. He becomes like the purest thing on earth when it comes to her. And I just think that's the magic of love. That's what love allows you to do. Okay, so before we go deeper into talk about the first movie, I've got a little game for you, Morgy.
Okie dokie.
Now, normally we save games till later, but this is a basic, like, knowledge of Deadpool game.
Oh, Lord.
Well, it's not that basic. I tried to make it hard, okay?
Okay.
I'm calling it Deadpool or Deadfool.
I love that.
You like that?
Deadpool.
Okay. Deadpool. So, I'm going to read a fact, and if you think it's true, you scream out, Deadpool! And if you think it's a falsehood, you scream out, Deadfool!
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We're going to start. Number 1. Deadpool's speech boxes, his little speech bubbles in the comics, are always shaded yellow to represent his unique voice.
Deadpool?
That is a Deadpool.
Nice.
To my knowledge, I could be wrong, people play with like font and stuff, but he's the only character that always has a yellow background to his speech bubble. Almost always. And it's because he so often breaks the fourth wall and is aware that he's in a comic. And so they wanted to make that
I like that.
It's really smart. And it also kind of speaks to like why he is special. No one else has those special bubbles. I tried to get a bubble. They said you don't even deserve a bubble at all.
I can't believe they treated you that way. You really don't have to stand for that.
Hate crimes! Okay, number 2. Deadpool or Deadpool? Deadpool's costume is based on Spider-Man's. In fact, he was pitched as Spider-Man with guns.
Deadpool.
You're wrong, Queen.
Damn.
That's the Deadpool. That's the Deadpool.
I should have known because it does look similar to Spider-Man.
It does. And he's like, he cracks jokes all the time, just like Spider-Man, except he's darker than Spider-Man. Okay. Okay, you're only at a 50% F right now.
I feel like it's pretty good, honestly.
Well, I guess it depends on your standards. Okay, number 3. Deadpool is a parody of DC's Deathstroke.
Okay, now I'm familiar with Deathstroke. And he does wear, like, red, black, and white. And he was in Arrow. I'm going to say Deadpool.
You drew! Yeah, so even though his costume is based on Spider-Man's, Deadpool's is, he really was created as a joke character or a parody of Deathstroke. Actually, even their names. Slade Wilson is Deathstroke. Wade Wilson is Deadpool. Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
They use the same weapons, essentially. They look alike, except Deathstroke is like the most serious fucking assassin on Earth.
No.
He's lovable in his own way, especially in Arrow, I think. But Deadpool is made to be completely different as far as his personality.
Interesting. How did they get away with that sort of thing? Like, because they do often have like counterpart. Like Thanos has like a
dark side.
Yeah,
is the DC equivalent.
Yes.
And like, you know what? Almost every character has a fake out woozy in the other team.
Like, what would be like the Marvel version of like Batman? Is that Captain America? No, because he has powers.
The Marvel version of Batman is
like
Ratman.
Hawkeye or something.
Yeah. No, the Marvel version of Green Arrow is Hawkeye.
Oh yeah, yeah, that checks out.
I guess, or well, you know what? I don't know, Queen. There might not be a Batman specific. I'm a little.
But like Superman and Captain America are very similar, not in their powers, but in their like morality.
Yes, and their
color scheme.
I think there was an Ultraman in Marvel who was like Superman, essentially.
Okay.
And which side is Shazam on? Is he Marvel or DC?
Is he the one that can go invisible?
No, you're talking about the Invisible Man from H.G. Wells' book, The Invisible Man.
Okay, Shazam, Captain Marvel. Well, because there's, you know what? Fuck you.
No,
but Captain Marvel's a DC thing, isn't it?
I can't remember, Queen. The point is, though, they be stealing back and forth all the time, and for whatever reason, the legality does not pose an issue. There's no issue there.
This doesn't have anything to do with that. But did you ever watch that movie Captain Fantastic starring Viggo Mortensen where I told you could see his dick?
I didn't watch it, but I did Google image search Viggo Mortensen's dick.
But it was like pretty good, right?
It was alright. I mean, I'm kind of a dick connoisseur, and I would call it a solid 6.5 inches out of 10.
Oh, I liked it though.
It wasn't bad. I'm not coming for it, but I'm not coming for it.
Okay. Maybe it's because I like Aragorn so much I got like really excited. Anyways, that's really neither here nor there. But Captain Fantastic is not a superhero, but it is a movie that I think you should see because it was really good. It was a really good movie. Captain Fantastic.
Okay, number 4.
Okay.
You're going to like this one.
Okay.
Deadpool once killed a man for saying that the Star Wars prequels are better than the originals.
Deadpool.
That's a Deadpool, Queen.
Damn! That's hard as fuck.
Yeah. I mean...
You know what? When you got standards, you should stand for them.
Girl, and everyone knows those prequels are trash.
Jar Jar Binks.
No, maybe not completely trash, but compared to the originals, they're trash.
Hayden Christensen.
Everybody knows.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
She was so sad that she died.
No.
Her man was a bad person.
Wait, Morgy. Oh.
That's fair. She set women back everywhere when she died because her husband was evil.
Yeah.
Well, like, not because he killed her, because she was sad because he was evil.
You know what, though, Morgy? I told you I was going to do this. Let's take a small break in the game. It's a good thing, though, that Princess Amidala didn't need to get a new credit card from Wells Fargo.
Oh.
Tell them why, Morgan.
Oh, it's a good thing.
Oh.
Because when she would have called, which is what I have done. Okay, yeah, okay, back it up. I did lose my credit card, and that was very irresponsible.
These things happen, Queen. Maybe someone stole it and then lost it themselves and therefore didn't charge anything extra on it. Could happen.
Okay, sure. So, I lost my credit card like Amidala might have done, and I have a joint account with my husband. Joint, 50-50, equal opportunity. Totally not the patriarchy, just like two married people sharing an account so we can deposit our money into one place and also pay for our bills. So I called to get myself a new credit card, went through the process. I was literally on the phone for like 30 minutes. And then at the end of it, they were like, oh, well, it looks like your husband is a joint person on this account. So we're not going to be able to service you. We're going to need your husband to call in to get yourself a new credit card. And I was like, well, super don't understand that because it's a joint account and I'm the one who needs the new credit card. And they tried to explain to me in their Wells Fargo way why it was appropriate that only my husband could manage this problem, even though it's a joint account, once again.
And your bank account is the one that pays the credit card bill, correct?
Yes.
His isn't even connected to the credit card.
And anyways, so I asked them, would he have to, like, basically have me call in to also get him a new credit card? Like, maybe it's a two-way street, you know, two-tier situation.
Sure. There should be more. I could see that. Okay.
Girl, it's not. Girl, only he can call in and get me a new credit card and get him a new credit card because it's the Handmaid's Tale. It's the patriarchy. Hashtag Wells Fargo. Hashtag shook. Hashtag I'm upset. I don't know what to say. I was very mad.
Hashtag furious homosexual. For
That's
his
you.
girl right now.
Yeah.
I'm just tagging on.
I was very upset and like perhaps a bit irrational. But if you follow me on Instagram, which you probably don't, but maybe you should. I'm at Morganized Mess. It's pretty good. But I posted like 15 stories about how angry I was. And I was like, just in case you forgot, I'm still mad that I could not get my own credit card. And my husband had to call in and get it for me. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's legitimately some Handmaid's Tale shit.
Yeah. I say close down your credit card with Wells Fargo. I say deface a Wells Fargo sign, but don't tell them I told you to do it. I say go to the ATM and jerry-rig it so it shoots out $20 bills into a pool of homeless people because they deserve it more than these Wells Fargo motherfuckers. And this is the second time Wells Fargo has pissed me off in the last couple of years because they did something about a year and a half ago.
To you specifically or like to people? Because
No,
they
to
did that
people.
thing where they were opening fake accounts because people had quotas to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm finished.
So I was pretty pissed and like I would just close my credit card down, but like we were talking about this and like your credit score is like so important and like closing your credit card's like a big deal and also like we've been members there for like so long and like all my bill pays are set up. Whatever. It's like a fucking hassle so they make it like impossible for me to leave. And I did feel bad to be angry at the person on the phone because as I told you, it wasn't his fault. Like he didn't make the rules. But I did take my anger out on him and I regret it only a little bit because I have been a call center person before and like that's a shitty place to be.
Very hard job. Yeah.
But at the same time, he has to know that's a bullshit policy.
Mm-hmm. And maybe if you yelled loud enough, they'll record that call and his boss will hear it. But here's the thing. No, Wells Fargo doesn't give a shit.
Because my
shit.
paychecks are going to be deposited and I'm going to continue to use my credit card.
Oh, I'm so mad. I'm going to have a stroke.
I was like really mad and like...
I'm so sorry.
I will say Aaron was very supportive in my anger and was also like, this is total bullshit. So like... I guess that doesn't make it better at all.
Well, it's certainly not his fault. I mean, he is not doing anything. He can't help that he has a dick, you know.
Sometimes it's like legitimately, sometimes shit happens in like my immediate life where I'm like, I can't possibly like know people who either like feel this way, like racist or homophobic or like bigotry or like whatever or like shit like this where it's just like, it is so far-fetched as far as like, you know, I'm very feminist and I do stand against like so much of the stuff and like equality and like whatever. Mm-hmm. But like because I am a white woman, so many of these horrible things rarely happen to me because like I don't live in like poverty and I'm not in these situations. So when they do, like it really does make me feel very shook because it's like first world problem compared to like what other women are undergoing around the world. But at the same time, it's like, we can't stand for that shit, Wells Fargo.
No.
We cannot stand for that shit.
Either you're safe or you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I dig you about, you know, people in other countries are dealing with perhaps more life-threatening problems, but either you're safe or you're not. Either you're free or you're not. These are really just plus or minus things. You know, pass, fail.
It's fucked up.
Fuck you, Wells Fargo.
Yeah, fuck you, Wells Fargo.
Consider this a curse.
And if I knew my good friend Deadpool, I would send him to your house and he would rip you from chin to woohoo, just like Thanos did to his mama. And he would laugh and make a joke about it and we would high five. And then we'd probably go to the bar because he's a big drinker.
He is a big drinker. You know why?
No, I don't.
Because number 5, Deadpool or Deadpool. That was good. You made that happen. That was a good beginning of a transition.
Oh, teamwork.
Number 5, Deadpool, Deadpool. Deadpool is Canadian.
Oh, this is tough because Ryan Reynolds himself is Canadian. So is Deadpool Canadian? I'm going to go with Deadpool.
That's a Deadpool.
Everyone's a Deadpool, and I'm so wrong about everything.
You know I'd be trying to throw you off by being sneaky as
Wait, but he could be Canadian and also be in Special Forces? I don't know how the military works.
You're right. That's a little strange. I didn't think that through. But yes, in the comics at least, Deadpool is Canadian. He even makes that joke in the first Deadpool movie where he's like, Regina rhymes with fun. He's talking about like Regina's
Regina.
Regina, like vagina. Yes, yes.
He did say that, and I did think that's a very Canadian thing to say.
Right? There you are. Okay.
It all comes together.
Number 6. Deadpool is pansexual.
I'm going to go with Deadpool.
That is true.
God,
yes.
Jesus, I finally got something right. This is very stressful. I don't like to be wrong.
Oh, no, but you're wrong so often.
I'm very anxious, and I have a lot of mental health
Oh,
issues.
baby. I think you're right more than you're wrong, which is all any of us can really ask for. World's very confusing.
Can you tell me more about this
pansexual thing? So, essentially, I mean, it's actually not such a highfalutin social justice warrior kind of pansexuality. In the comics, Deadpool is the kind of character who will fuck anything with a pulse that will let him, essentially. So, he hasn't really had many, like, gay moments, but he's had lots of queer jokes and, like, joked about being willing to have queer sex, but it just hasn't happened for, you know, reasons of homophobia in the comic book industry, probably, but...
Is the comic book as graphic as the movie was?
Yes.
And, like, do you have to be a certain age to purchase those comic books, I wonder? Like...
I don't think so.
They're not, like, NC-17 or something?
Maybe in Canada. But
Maple syrup.
I mean, because it's all cartoons, right? So, like, they don't... I guess, well, hentai, I guess, is... You have to be 18. But in any case, I don't know. Do you? I've never bought any. We should go... Let's go buy some hentai!
Girl, I feel certain that at Hastings I would have been able to purchase hentai.
I think it's similar than with Deadpool's, because it's a comic, you're allowed to purchase it no matter your age. But, well, the thing is, he hasn't had a gay romance yet to speak of, really, but...
Is it because he's in this committed relationship with this one woman, or she's not permanent?
No. I mean, no, she's not really... You know how it is in
She's just
books.
The movie version of, like, his relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I believe they do have an ongoing relationship in the comics, some of the comics. But you know how it is with comic books. There's alternate universes, and there's the New 52, which is... DC, but still, but it's constantly changing, and they bring people
You're
back.
so true. Shit
have
is
a different
like
brain, and
Spider-Man loves Mary Jane, and they love some other bitch.
Yeah, well,
like,
Mary Jane died, then snapped her neck, but you know.
R.I.P.
Oh no, it wasn't Mary Jane. It was some blonde bitch, Gwendolyn Hammerspear.
Yeah,
that's not her last name.
Then he moved on.
Actually, yeah, it wasn't Mary Jane in the comics. It was some blonde girl, I think. Yeah. Anyway, okay, back to this. We're drunk.
So true.
Number something.
7.
Deadpool or Deadpool. Maybe. I don't know. Good job. Yes, I believe in you. Deadpool is literally immortal. As in, he cannot die no matter what.
Oh, this is a question. Okay. Because in the movie, the guy was like, you can heal yourself. You're regenerative, but I'm going to make it where... there's too much of you that the pieces can't grow back together. So the question is, like, if he got exploded, will he be dead? Because also, I have questions about immortality. Because Nicholas Flamel, if he got exploded, would be super fucking dead. But then, like, what about... like, if Voldemort got exploded, he would not have been dead when he had Horcruxes. I don't know is the answer Deadpool.
It's a Deadpool.
Oh my god.
But I realized, as you were talking... You're taking that one hard.
I feel like I know nothing.
No, these are hard on purpose.
Are they? Because every answer is Deadpool, so I should just answer Deadpool.
But you keep waiting, because you know how sneaky I am. And I'll do a Deadpool for 10 minutes. And then I'll
You'll sneak a Deadpool?
I'll sneak it. You know how I am, so it's
I'm the Deadpool. I feel like a fool, and I'm dead inside.
No, you're a live girl.
That's my superhero name. My only power is like that I live.
That you breathe.
Alive, girl.
It's a bit of a superpower. Some days it feels like you need to be a superpower.
It can be a challenge.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing. And this is interesting because we were just talking about Infinity War before we got into this podcast. In the comics, which is why I just realized this is kind of unfair because it's maybe not true in the movies, Deadpool falls in love with Mistress Death, who's Thanos' boo. So Mistress Death is double timing Thanos and Deadpool. Weird combination, but whatever. I would choose Deadpool, but whatever. I mean, Thanos is thick with
He's
two
a
T's,
thick honey.
but it's Deadpool. Anyway, and then Thanos, because he's jealous, makes Deadpool immortal so he can never be with Lady Death.
Wait, why couldn't he be with her just because he's immortal?
Well, because Lady Death's busy, I guess. I didn't read
So
that
forever she can put him as like second best?
Kind of, yes, but he can never go to her kingdom or wherever her alternate universe thing is, because he can never die. Now, before that, he just had the regenerative abilities, but after that, literally, he cannot die. So now that could mean somebody cut off his head, put it in a glass tube, and he's a talking head. Like,
Oh, in Futurama.
Oh, yes, I was going classical, and I was going to talk about Orpheus, but okay, we can do Futurama.
Futurama does it so good, though.
That's equally highbrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, cool. Okay, just a few more, baby. Okay. Deadpool or Deadpool? Deadpool 1 was the highest grossing R-rated film of all time.
Deadpool.
That is a Deadpool. Yes. Extremely successful.
People loved it because it was dope.
Because it's a really good fucking movie.
It is really good. And I have to tell you, I'm one of those people where Ryan Reynolds was never a person that I was like remotely drawn to in like any way. Like I get that he's like attractive, but he was always like that kind of like funny rom-com person or that like bad superhero edition where it was like you're kind of pointless in my experience. So I never like felt I felt like he was kind of like, I feel so sad for saying this, but I felt like he was kind of one of those useless actors that like brought nothing to a movie and did nothing for me personally.
That's a valid opinion.
But I could not feel like more differently now. Like now I feel like he's so talented and like what a difference it makes to have roles that like speak to you and that are also like attuned to like who you are and your like abilities. You know what I mean?
He's kind of made for it.
It's like
a really perfect fit
like
for
no
him.
one else I think could do this.
And I agree with you. Like everyone thinks Ryan Reynolds is sexy here and there, you know, because he's an attractive man. You know, he's smart and funny and all these things. But I've never found him more sexy than I do as Deadpool.
I agree.
With that avocado face, girl.
I agree.
I'm still into it. And just like Vanessa, that's a face I could learn to sit on.
Girl.
I wonder if you can feel every little bump. Ooh.
I want to go with I bet you could.
Ooh.
And now I'm going to think about it some more.
It's like sitting on a Brillo pad made out of
No.
rubber. Yeah, made out of rubber though. Just lots of little bumps. It's like ribbed for your pleasure.
I don't like those either.
No, you don't like those? Too ribbed? Too much pleasure?
No.
Just hurts?
It's just weird.
Now, have you ever tried just putting a teaspoon of sand up there?
Yeah.
Well, that was my last idea. Okay, speaking of last things, last one. Deadpool or Deadpool? The final fight in Deadpool 1 takes place on a crashed helicarrier like the one from Avengers 1.
I'm going to go with Deadpool.
That is a Deadpool. You learned that.
So literally every fucking answer was a Deadpool.
And
so you made
it
true or false, but everything was true.
That's why I'm sneaky.
And I'm here trying to contemplate answers.
Girl, sometimes life be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think it's one or two, but it's all just one. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to give you some wisdom right now, Queen.
I actually feel like I learned so much.
Oh my God. Did I say helicarrier right? Sounds weird coming out of my mouth.
To be honest, don't remember.
And that's the one, you know, when...
I know what the thing is. Yeah. You don't have to mansplain it.
Oh, so now I'm mansplaining. Now I'm
with your little hand with a flying plane, an aeroplane.
Oh, so my wrist is lit now.
This is what the wings look like.
Wow.
And then the people walk in with their legs.
Somebody's mad.
Wow.
Somebody's a dead fool right now. Somebody's a dead fool. Oh, she's getting drunk and spicy. Go ahead, throw that chair, Morgan.
I am like sweating with like drunkenness over here.
I am too. I'm totally sweating too. We're actually drunk. Okay, so you've got the basic sort of Deadpool down now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Deadpool has really cool superpowers.
He does though, because regeneration is such an incredible ability. Because if you can take your body to the brink of like almost anything, first of all, it makes for great comic relief that you can punch, like, that X-Men that's made of, like, steel. What's his name?
Colossus.
You can punch Colossus and break, like, every limb in your body and just know that it will be fixed. So, like, that's great. But also, it is so great that you could break every limb in your body and just, like, come back from it. It's crazy.
But he does feel pain, so he has to be a certain level of crazy, too.
He is
you know
crazy.
what I mean? Like, if I had that power, I would probably be very similar to the way I am right now. Because I don't like pain. Cautious, careful, smart, you might say. But he doesn't care about
He's very vindictive, which I think dominates so much of the choices that he makes. And because also he's driven very much by love, because he feels like his love has been wrenched away from him.
Those are like his two opposing poles, you know? Revenge and love. Which is probably true to life for a lot of people, actually.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. He just has it like in a very extreme sense. But yeah, for sure.
And did you know that he cannot use drugs?
Did they like maybe talk about how he can't get drunk?
But all of those things, because his metabolism is so high, because he instantly is healing back from things and stuff like that. Like, he could technically maybe get drunk, but he would have to drink so much.
Which is how Captain America is too, right? Like, his regenerative abilities are so much he can't, like, feel, like, the effects of alcohol and substance.
I just thought he had S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, well, he has that too. Well, he did, and then Tony Stark took it away in, like, the Winter Soldier. Or Civil War.
It was in Civil War. He was like, my dad made this.
Yeah, he was like, no, my dad wouldn't want you to have it.
Fuck you, Tony Stark.
And Cap was like, fine then. But really, he was like, fuck, I really need that shit.
Like, that's literally my one weapon.
It's like the one thing I have.
I ain't got no gun. I ain't got no sword. I ain't got no dagger.
You know what he's got now? He grew himself a beard and he be looking fine.
Wayne, that's a weapon in and of itself.
He really looks like he needs to wear flannel. And I'm kind of into it. It's real dope. It's real dope.
So, Morgy, this isn't part of the Deadpool, but talking about the first movie, do you think, Deadpool, that Deadpool 1 is a blockbuster movie for people who don't like blockbusters? Discuss.
I feel like I'm in book club right now.
Yeah.
But I will take the bait and I will tell you that sentence does ring a certain amount of truth to me, because in a lot of ways it's very much a typical blockbuster film. Like, it's big budget, big action, big explosions, big special effects. But at the same time, it's rated R, which steps it up to a whole new level. Rated R films are very much in different light, in different contexts than PG-13, which is basically every other superhero movie we have except for Logan, which was next level X-Men shit. Like, that's not an X-Men movie. Logan was like the best X-Men movie that ever existed, in my opinion. Is it
also rated R? Logan? You know, I haven't seen Logan yet.
Oh, I think you would like it.
I know
it's
will.
Dark.
I just haven't yet.
It's beautiful.
I have no doubt on it.
It was really good. I was into it. But just even by taking that small step of, like, changing the rating opens up the possibilities. So I think for one reason, it's different in that way from typical blockbusters. And then in another reason, because Deadpool's so different from any other superhero. His agenda is different. The way he operates is different. He breaks the fourth wall. His relationship with the viewer is just so different that it's not a typical experience. And it could have honestly gone either way. People could have not been receptive to it if it was not done well. But they fucking crushed it.
I think, to me, what's important about Deadpool, the first movie that is that I laughed consistently throughout it. And that's the thing, like, Deadpool, when he showed up in X-Men Origins Wolverine, which, by the way, is also a horrible title, I have to keep saying over and over. He was funny-ish. I think I smiled once or twice. But he wasn't a funny character, because that wasn't a fucking funny movie. And that's the problem. Deadpool has to be in charge of his universe, of his environment. And I think, actually, his fourth wall breaking and his knowledge of the fact that he's in a comic book is actually his number one superpower. Yeah. In a way. Because that gives him knowledge and understanding that no other character in these universes has. You know? So I think it's saved his life plenty of times.
For sure.
So.
Well, and he knows, like, that as a viewer, like, we're invested in some sort of superhero situation. So, for example, he can make fun of X-Men. You know, he can pull jokes at the expense of Wolverine because, like, we as fans of this type of thing know who Wolverine is and are invested in like that as a joke that makes sense, and he doesn't have to explain it, and it makes us laugh. So like, there's definitely a level of investment in the universe that you have to know, but also secondarily, to me, his position in the universe is very confusing because, like, obviously we have these X-Men in this movie, which he makes a joke about being like, oh, we got the low budget X-Men or whatever.
Which is true. No one else in that mansion but those two people. Okay.
Yeah. So he is some part of this, but then of course the X-Men are some part of like a different extended universe. So there's just such a blurred line. Like, it's more than like Marvel versus DC. There's like this other weird layer.
Well, Fox versus Disney for
so
a long
it's
time,
it's a lot for me to keep up with personally.
So it's interesting because here's my hope, and I don't know if this is likely or even possible, but I hope that now that Fox has sold Fantastic Four, X-Men, and I think also Deadpool, all those rights to Disney, I'm hoping that Deadpool is going to show up in Infinity War 2.
Oh.
Comes out next year.
That would be crazy.
Thanos is a big part of his story. He is in those stories. I mean, maybe not when they're happening, but like around the edges. So
that would be insane, right? Because that opens up the barrier for so many other crossovers.
And they don't have to make that movie R to have Deadpool in it, because those movies, the Infinity War movies, are so, you get 5 seconds with each character because there are 40,000 different superheroes.
It's very fleeting.
So he can just be funny without being R-rated, and like, I think it's gonna happen. I hope it'll happen.
That would be very intriguing.
Okay, so Morgy, I do have another question. This is probably the most important question.
Are we still in this Deadpool game?
No, well, not really. No. Okay. We finished that. You failed at that.
That's for sure.
I trixied you. I did. I trixied you. When Vanessa is on the little helicarrier, and Ajax is fighting with Deadpool.
Francis. Go on.
Now, Francis, you're right. You true. And then old Deadpool puts Vanessa in that little glass case.
That little bubble.
Literally made of glass. I think. And then that helicarrier.
Fall.
It fall over.
It fall
like a building and a ship.
She'll literally get crushed.
It was destruction.
She was literally covered in concrete. Colossus was like, oh, hey there.
Yeah. Look now. I love fantasy. I love super comics. I will stretch. You
can't.
How the fuck did she live through that?
She didn't. Not real.
She
not
was
true.
in a glass box.
Fake news can't happen. Not possible.
Girl, you cracked that box, put it down on your floor.
Because he, first of all, exploded his environment, which broke that box enough that he could get out of it with fire. And she got crushed by fire, rubble, rebar, and everything in between.
And fell like at least 5 or 6 stories.
Girl.
On top of that.
At least.
Wouldn't that at least break her legs and smush her down to the bottom of the glass box?
In their defense, she's really pretty and that wouldn't have been cute.
She is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And when she came out with just like a small scratch on her face,
I was
like, you look good, girl.
It was really cute.
You look real good. But look, that's the thing. Now look, it's no big deal, whatever. But did they really have to put it in like that? I mean, that insults my intelligence, I think. And I'm very intelligent.
Yeah, you're real smart.
Thanks!
And it's real silly how much you believe that was possible. Now you feel really stupid, and I'm going to have to sit here and pick up all the pieces after we're done here and tell you that, like, you was smart, you was kind, you was pretty, people like you. No, I don't have time for that.
Then honestly. It's not going to work!
Okay, well, that's fair, No, but I will agree, that's ridiculous, but, like, it's almost, like, too much for us to ask for them to give us any piece of realism.
Well, I'm down for all the little realisms,
stupid.
But that's a big...
It's really stupid.
That's a big moment. And there are 1,000 different ways she could have got off that ship, and that didn't have to be the way. You know what I mean?
What about when Deadpool took a skee ball and threw it directly in a 100,000 hole? Let's talk about shit that ain't real.
Girl, I can do that. If I can walk up the little thing and drop it in. If you will distract the little assistant man so he don't see me walking up and cheating.
Yeah, because they don't like that.
They don't like that. I don't understand why. I'm just having fun. I'm giving my giggles.
Honestly, I don't understand why. Like, are they so invested in your failure that, like, they don't want you to win?
I mean, I guess technically those little teddy bears cost something you'd be trading your points for.
Bitch, you know they ain't costing them. It cost me 400,000 tickets. It cost them $3.99.
Every single one in China. All those prizes are made in China. You'll never see a made in America in one of those little ticket stores.
Even if you buy an American flag, made in China.
Girl, made in China.
They made it there.
Only got 49 stars.
Girl,
bitch.
that's how you know.
What happened to Hawaii,
It's missing 2 stripes.
Girl. Okay. So, Morgy, anything else to say about the first Deadpool movie?
So,
any other thoughts you have?
Okay, so obviously we're going through this thing with T.J. Miller right now where we don't love him as much because there is controversy. And honestly, T.J. Miller makes a lot of shit choices in his career. The best choice I think he's made is Deadpool. That was such a good role for him. Like, he was very subtle. Like, it wasn't over the top, but it was very effective. And I think he looks nice with straight hair. I think that was a good move for them. And I think he was great in Silicon Valley for the first couple seasons, and then it didn't go so well, and then he quit, and we had to write him out in this kind of, like, crazy, insane way, and then he did the Emoji Movie.
Horrible. And
then some ladies came out and said that he was a little bit of a sexual predator, and that's not been great for him for PR. And then, like, various other things. He's, like, said some, like, kind of racist or, like, bigoted things. Like, he's not been doing great on, like, PR. So it's one of those situations where I find it hard to, like, decide how I feel about him and how I feel about his involvement in things. Because for other people, it's a very not great area. Like, we're all on board that, like, fuck Kevin Spacey.
Yes. Fuck him.
We're all on board with that.
Who?
Exactly. But with TJ Miller, for some reason, and I think it's because he's, like, funny and he's always just that funny friend, like, he's not, like, the main character, that we kind of don't know what to do with him or, like, how to feel about him. And so for me personally, rewatching and thinking about him being in the next one, like, I don't know how I feel about that because, like, if he is a horrible person, like, should we, like, keep perpetuating him as, like, the funny comic relief character?
You know, Joy Behar said something interesting on The View. And she said...
I literally don't even know who that is.
Do you know who Joy Behar is?
Why would I?
She's a journalist and comedian. She's been a journalist and comedian for like 50 years, Queen. She got red hair.
Kathy Griffin has red hair. Are they the same
Well,
person?
shit to the hell no, but Kathy Griffin was on The View this Monday.
Was she really?
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Joy Behar said something interesting about Louis C.K. Again, comedian, has done bad things.
Which I think people also were divided on.
I think so too. And she said, you know what? Because he's a comedian, she thinks he's going to survive this, Louis C.K. She said he's going to go hide out for about between 5 and 10 years, and then he'll come back.
I hope he's so old.
Well, yeah, he's already old, girl. It's more silver than red in that beard. It's not fire crotch no more, girl. It's just ashes. Ashes.
That changes so much.
It does. Get in your mouth, you'd be like, no, but she said he's going to come back. He's going to do a routine, and it's going to be about this. He's going to address it, and people will forgive him. And it's interesting because comics, I don't know where I'm going with this, except that when she said that, that resonated as possibly a true prophecy to me.
Well, and in the fucking environment that we're in right, like, not to be too political, but, like, it is, like, some people, there's such a clear line that, like, Harvey Weinstein's obviously a horrible person and we're all banning against him. But then there's, like, more subtle instances, I guess, like that thing with Aziz Ansari that we previously discussed, where I'm kind of on Aziz's side, where, like, he definitely did, like, a bad thing in a situation where he was on a date with a person, but the, like, one-on-one dating things, like, there's so much more room for ambiguity of, like, what is okay and what is not, and, like, getting permission, and also, like, being apologetic, and, like, it's not like he did something to that woman that's, like, he didn't, like, rape her or something, like, undoable. Like, he stopped and he was, like, sorry that he did it, but he didn't understand that what he did was wrong. Sure, that was a problem, but, like, she told him it was wrong, and he was, like, basically, like, I recognize that. And so to me, like, I did forgive him because that was a different situation. But there are definitely people out there that do not forgive Aziz Ansari. And so I feel like kind of in that place with TJ Miller. Because also he's kind of an asshole in real life. Like, I've heard him in some interviews, and I'm like, I just don't understand why he's, like, such a weirdo asshole. But, like, he makes me laugh. And I don't want to be made to feel icky for liking somebody in the work that they do. So I'm in a weird place with that. But
it's hard.
But
as far as a feminist and as a person who wants to believe women all the time and does believe women generally, 99.9% of the time, you just say, yeah, believe her. But it's hard when you start taking down people for offenses that are less than like capital offenses.
Yeah, when you compare it to like the onslaught of like other stuff, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when your friend is like dating a dude and she's like, oh, he didn't like bring me flowers or open the door or something. And you're like, yeah, but let's look at this hood rat you were dating 2 hookers ago.
Girl,
like, it ain't that bad, so you better step up and let him buy your dinner.
He brought you flowers, but they were coated with roofie.
So, it's a sliding scale.
That's a good little sneaky scheme.
Girl.
You put that zombie powder I told you about from South America.
I don't like that.
You put it on the flower. You say, take a good whiff of this flower. And they take a good whiff. And then you say, take me to the ATM.
Dating sounds so hard.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it. I'm afraid someone's going to roofie/zombie powder me.
Yeah. That's why Aaron can't ever die. Because I stand by that. I'd be a horrible dater and I'd be alone forever because I'm too much and I'm too extra and my standards are non-existent or too high. Those are the only levels. Those are the only levels.
Okay, so speaking of standards.
But speaking of standards, besides my TJ Miller qualms, I think Deadpool was like such a fantastically executed film, and it was cast so incredibly well. In the preview for Deadpool 2, we get our Cappy back, our guy that was kind of like Deadpool's like friend, like took him around and also like kidnapped his cousin. I love that scene where Deadpool's like with Colossus, but he wants to like encourage the cab driver. He's like, talk to her, take her on a nice date, kidnap her. Like, that was so great. So I love it. I can't fucking wait for the second one. I think it's going to be a huge hit. I'm going to go see it opening weekend. It comes out the weekend of my anniversary. Aww. And so we're going to do it as part of our anniversary plans because true love is real.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Yeah. Aw. Well, I really love the first one too. It's definitely 5 stars for me. It's one of the best Marvel movies. So good. And actually, I just a couple episodes back did my like top 10 Marvel movies.
You forgot
I literally forgot Deadpool
because it's so confusing.
Because they don't cross over, or they haven't yet. But it's up there, girl. It's up there with Ragnarok for me. Yeah, so it's like top 3. It might be number 1. I really fucking loved it.
It was good. So I hadn't re-seen it since the first time I saw it until I watched it actually yesterday. And I had a really stressful day yesterday when I finished dinner and then half of the biggest tree in my yard promptly fell over and took over the entire space, and I had a mild panic attack, and I was very dramatic. So thank God for Aaron, because he was like, let's use the internet and solve this problem. And I was like, I'm just literally going to cry in that corner.
Well,
like,
no, you were out there like gnawing on bark.
I was like, I saw Angry Beavers. I got this.
Girl, trying to karate chop that shit. That's why you're wearing bandages on both hands.
Okay. Just like Deadpool. My hands are going to grow back. Oh, God. I'm regenerative. But so after that happened and several glasses of wine, I was like, all I could handle was like rewatching Deadpool. And it like literally changed my mood because it's so just like uplifting, because like it's a really dark storyline but infused with like so much comedy. Also, that villain is fine. Dude, who is that guy?
Do you know who he looks like to me? It's not him. I'll pull up his name, but he looks like that boy from Skins, who was in that first season of Skins. Girl. And then, he's gone on to do 1,000 different things. You know that boy I'm talking about?
No, but this motherfucker.
Okay, well.
This motherfucker was fine.
We'll see.
And his girlfriend, she was a thick honey, just like Thanos.
His name is Ed Skrein. By the way, Skrein. Let's see what he's done. Okay. Screen. Oh, he just looks much less good here.
Oh, he's still cute though.
He's so cute, but
but like if you cover up his hair and like maybe his eyeballs, he's got a smirk.
He's gonna be in Maleficent 2.
Okay. I didn't see that first one.
I don't know that neither. He's in the Transporter Refueled.
Okay. Well, I'm a Jason Statham fan, so we'll see.
Oh, Northmen of Viking Saga. Isn't that a TV show on Hulu?
I think it's just Vikings.
Oh, okay. That's different.
It was different.
Oh. He was Dario on Game of Thrones.
Yes,
There it is.
Was. But he was only one of the Darios because he got replaced like 3 times.
He did, yes. So I don't know which one he was.
He was in the
Reigns of Castamere. He was in the Reigns of Castamere episode, which is a big episode of Game of Thrones. No, but he's gorgeous.
Okay.
But his little girlfriend, her full name from the comics is Angel Dust.
Oh.
He calls her Angel a lot. He may call her Angel Dust, but I missed it, so. But her superpower in the comics at least, is that she can increase her adrenaline levels.
Oh, damn.
And that gives her super strength. And
that's why she's strong as fuck?
Well, they did something different in the movies, because she's just incredibly strong for seemingly no reason. Like, in the comics, like, when she would do it, she would get, like, these black lines on her face, and she had yellow pupils. She was a different character.
Okay,
to be honest.
That happens.
But yeah, so he's hot. You know that boy I'm talking about from Skins.
I didn't see Skins.
I
know it's a show, but I didn't watch it. That's like if I ask you who Dan Humphrey is from Gossip Girl. You don't know who that is?
Yeah, I do.
What's he look like?
He had brown hair.
He does have brown hair, but that is not fair. That's like most dudes in some TV shit. He got brown hair,
green eyes, cheekbones, good teeth, nice smile.
He's got not good teeth. He does have cheekbones, though.
He doesn't have good teeth?
I mean, they're not great.
Wow.
I mean, like, what's your line for good? I mean, let's not just, like, hand out cards to everybody.
I mean, either you got good teeth or bad teeth. That's a pass or fail situation.
I disagree. I think there's a middle ground.
Oh, really? You think they're gray teeth?
I think there's meth people, there's hoes who wore braces, and then there's, like, me and you. We're, like, not bad, not great, but we're right in the middle.
See, I don't like braces teeth. They're too perfect. They look like dentures to me. Like, literally, I look at braces teeth. They do look like dentures. I would rather teeth be natural.
Oh, my God.
They're better if they're natural.
Do you want to know the dumbest shit ever?
Of course.
My grandpa, he always had, like, this, he had several, like, gold teeth and, like, some other, because he was, like, fucking gangster, obviously. But he had this, like, metal bridge underneath the entire top of his top teeth because he was in a horrible car crash and, like, he was gonna, like, lose all his teeth. Anyway, so the bridge, like, held his teeth in place or something. But for some reason, he opted for gold because he was a total player, like I've already said. And one day, I came over, and I was embarrassingly a teenager. And all of the gold teeth and the metal bridge were gone. And it was just these, like, pearly white teeth. Ooh. And my grandpa made some joke about, like, he went to the dentist and he had the metal things taken off and got his teeth bleached. And I was like, believed it. At just, like, face value. Like, dope. Grandpa cleaned up his grill. That's kind of a bummer. Gold teeth for what's up, you know? Yeah. And then he, like, at dinner time pulled his teeth out to, like, startle me. And legit startled me because I was a fucking idiot and thought that, like, he just, like, in one day had all his teeth fixed and they were, like, bright white and perfect and they were fucking dentures. And that is what braces people look like. They look like my grandpa's fake-ass real-looking teeth.
No, there's anything wrong with dentures. But I'm just saying, you pay all that money to have your teeth look fake. That's really the way it feels to me.
But then, like, also, if you had some, like, scraggly vampire teeth, you would want them put back in place.
I mean, yeah, they're super jacked. But I just, it's like Cindy Crawford's mole. It's very much that feeling. I like it when teeth are naturally more or less straight. Like my teeth
like what we have.
We both have naturally.
We have, like...
Yeah.
And I feel actually, like, super blessed because, like, I didn't have to do anything and they're not super jacked.
Mine too, yeah.
But I also agree. I do like the weird, like, intricacies of them. Like, one of my big front teeth is, like, a little bit crooked and you can see it when I smile. And, like, it doesn't bother me in the least. And I think it totally brings character.
So, in conclusion, we're Deadpool.
Perfect. Oh, yeah.
That's true, though. Yeah. That's the same thing said two different ways.
I had a weird thing on my foot, but it turns out it's fine.
You just jerked.
It was like it felt like a bug. It felt like a ghost, which Deadpool will not be because he can live forever or something.
Okay, so I've got... what time are we at, girl?
Oh, girl, we're at 1 hour and 2 minutes.
Oh, shit. Okay, just very quickly. Cable, we haven't talked about this.
Oh my God, there's a new Deadpool movie. Cable's the villain. Played by thick honey Josh Brolin.
Yes, and he's signed a 4-film deal. Yes. So this is really the introduction of Cable, but there are going to be at least 3 more films.
With Deadpool or in other capacities?
I'm hoping so, because they're friends in the comics.
Oh.
They work together a lot in the comics. So I'm hoping that they'll become biffers. Cable is a powerful psychic, cybernetic... mess that up. Soldier from the future.
Why is he from the
Powerful
future?
Psychic, cybernetic
He travels back in time?
Future. He travels back in time. You know that little kid who's in the previews?
Yeah.
It has something to do with that kid.
Okay.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but in the comics at least, he definitely comes back, I think, to kill someone who's going to do something in
Awesome Terminator shit.
Something like that. It is very Terminator, yes. Which I think they're going to play with and have fun with.
Okay. He looks good. He looks dope as
Yes,
Cable.
girl. I mean, I'm slowly getting my Josh Brolin Geesh on. You know what I mean? Like, that's the wrong... I meant he's turning me on.
Yeah.
Geesh means I'm getting in drag for him, which doesn't make sense, but...
well,
I mean, I might. Depends on what he's into. I've started to find him very sexy.
It's weird, right? Because he played W.
Yeah.
In the movie W.
W.
So like it's an interesting like transformation, but like I mean that's the fucking mark of a good actor, right?
Yeah.
Like they can turn that shit around in your mind and in the mind of everyone else. But this is the year of Brolin because obviously he's Thanos as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's an interesting thing. If we do somehow cross these universes and like bring them together, he's gonna be Cable and Thanos.
Girl.
I mean he can do it for sure because Thanos is just like a CGI thing with like
it's really just his eyeballs, but
and his voice. But still, that's crazy for him, right? Like, what a huge opportunity.
That motherfucker just jumped 8-9 tax brackets.
Oh, and I guess that's kind of a Ryan Reynolds sitch because he was Green Lantern, previously Deadpool, and now he's reprising Deadpool. So, like, it is possible for these people to be like, we fucked it up, let us try again.
And that's the way it is in the comics too, girl. And that's why we were talking about Infinity War and, you know, if perchance someone dies in that movie.
Which they will.
What does that mean? Which they probably will, we're pretty sure. But they're probably not really dead. Or if they are dead, they're going to be in a different body soon, or someone's going to psychically
they're
move
always
them
like
to a
time
potato,
traveling.
or, we're going to go back in time and get the kid version. The kid version's going to... No one ever dies in comics.
Yeah.
I mean, Captain America very famously died, but not really. I mean, he's still in alternate universes. They tell his stories.
Yeah.
And like, that's the thing is because we want them to die for emotional impact. We don't want to say goodbye.
Yeah.
You know, we want the best of both worlds. Okay, so very, very quickly. Upcoming characters in this new Deadpool 2.
Yes.
I believe he's going to pull together the X-Force team, which is not a comic I read, so I'm not like super familiar with X-Force. But some of the new characters are Domino, a mercenary who can manipulate luck. So like things just work out for her.
Oh, that's intriguing.
Mm-hmm. And she could be a possible dueling love interest along with Vanessa.
Oh.
I think that Domino and Deadpool might have a little flirtation. Negasonic Teenage Warhead is coming back. Do you remember her from the first one?
Yes, and I loved her. She was such a great angsty teenager.
What would you say that her superpower is, though, based on what you saw in the first movie? Because it's extremely unclear in that movie.
Her power. It's like, it's almost like atomic bomb situation where she's like harnessing a power, right?
Oh, you got it, Queen. Yeah, she, in the movie, she detonates atomic bursts from her body.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But in the comics, she is like she's a psychic and like she has precognitic. So she can see things before they happen. We're going to see Black Tom Cassidy. He's a villain. And he is a partner of the Juggernaut. And let me tell you, girl, there are 2 actors who have unnamed roles so far.
Who?
In Deadpool 2. Just a second. I'll look at...
He totally has the answer. Now, when you say he's Black Jack Cassidy, what'd you call him?
Black Tom Cassidy.
Is he black or like that's part of his name?
No,
that's a weird name.
I think he's Irish, actually. And he controls plants, but he also can shoot power through plants or something. He's like a plant guy, but he's strong enough that it's actually scary. It's not like bullshit. Jack Kessie and Eddie Marsan, 2 people I don't know, have unnamed roles. Yeah.
Well, good for them.
I don't even know any of these people at all. I'm going to click on Jack Kessie and see where it takes us. Oh, he's fine as hell!
Well, let me see.
No, you can't. He's mine.
But you literally could just flip that screen around.
He was in 12 Strong, Baywatch, and Death Wish.
Oh. Oh, he kind of looks like Ryan Reynolds.
He does look a little bit like Ryan Reynolds. Maybe there's some... there are other universes in which the evil Deadpool core are a thing. Like all the different universes of Deadpool. Some of them are good, but many of them are bad. Mm-hmm. And that's actually a huge thing that he does in the comics is fight the evil Deadpools.
Oh, okay.
I forgot all their specific names, but maybe he's an evil Deadpool.
Oh, damn.
I wouldn't be shocked. But anyway, I just threw my computer.
You literally threw your laptop.
I'm glad it landed on the bed. Holy shit. Bedlam, played by Terry Crews, who I love.
Terry Crews. He's so funny.
He generates a bioelectric field that can actually make people feel pain in their brain. Ooh. Because bioelectric, he messes with your electrons.
I don't like it.
Some shit. Yeah. He's a good guy, though. Shatterstar is like a shockwave and teleportation guy. You saw him, I think, in Days of Future Past. X-Men Days of Future Past. I think that may have been him. Who did the the portals. Do you remember that movie? It's forgettable.
Yes. No.
Good,
at the beginning where it's Patrick Stewart and he's like, we have to go back in time. Yes. And Juno's there and she's like, I'm going to transport you, Wolverine. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go be exactly the same.
I could be very wrong, but I think that was Shatterstar. But I am drunk, so who knows? Zeitgeist is a character who's coming out. Girl, this would be you if you were in the comics. He spews acidic vomit.
Oh my god, he's like that fucking dinosaur from Jurassic Park that's cute, but then he kills you. Yep, that's
he only kills Newman, though, in that old Jeep. And Newman deserved it.
Who cares?
Girl, I was ready for Newman to die.
Who cares?
Trying to hide things in a fucking, what was that, a shaving cream canister? I'm on to you, Newman.
Mm-hmm. It's like he never heard of like a fake Coke can to put weed in.
Girl!
We've come a long way.
He should have smoked more weed.
That's just a general rule.
And then Angel Dust, just for the record, we talked about her already. Colossus is coming back too, but I think that's obvious. Angel Dust was a Morlock in the comics. Do you know what the Morlocks are?
No.
Oh my god.
It's like a warlock with an M?
Kind of. They are mutants who are obviously mutants generally, so they look disfigured in some way. Or they have a power that makes them very difficult to live in society. Like, for example, maybe you send out your emotions and other people feel all your emotions very strongly. Something like that. So it'd be like hard to live out. They live in the sewers under New York.
Oh, that's some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shit.
It is. And at one point, a bunch of them are massacred. It's really sad. But anyway, if you want to know more about that, you should read the X-Men comics because they're really good. Okay. And actually, I think Storm led them for a while. She was like Queen of the Morlocks for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a look.
Storm has done everything because she's the best.
Dude, she really is like all over the place.
Oh my god, I love her. Okay, Queen, do you have anything else about... We're so drunk. But that, you know what? This was good. This is Deadpool. You should be drunk and fucked up and ridiculous.
Honestly, I got myself really pumped for the second movie by just like rewatching and like chatting about it because it is such a good quality movie that I think Deadpool 2 is going to be really great and they're going to reprise all of our favorite things. You know, we're going to break the fourth wall. We're going to be lewd. We're going to be graphic. We're going to meet Cable and like hopefully do some really dope things with him and maybe he'll be a friend in the end and like...
And even before they're friends, Cable's very serious. So it's going to be very like that buddy cop kind of scenario. One's ridiculous and one's super serious and does it right. You know, they're going to be funny together.
Yeah.
And you know, this movie is tracking right now for $150 million weekend
opening weekend.
Yes, you know.
It's not shocking because like I've already bought tickets.
Yeah. So. I'm jealous. Did you buy me a ticket?
It was for my wedding
hate crime.
Anniversary.
Hate crime.
Also, we hate gay people.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah.
You know, we hate ourselves.
No.
Yeah.
It's not funny when you say it.
I know. You know what, girl? I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm not going to front. I don't really have a plug this week because I've plugged everything I love already.
That's fair. I kind of just want to plug Josh Brolin as being a thick honey because I just saw the new Avengers movie and there's all this really great like fan stuff around the internet about how Thanos is like a thick honey, THICC, and like it's just like too much to handle. And I read this thing that said he's like 7 foot tall and like 985 pounds or something. So like literally the definition of a thick honey. Like he is fucking fat, he is built, he's got it going on, and kind of there for it, and I'm really excited to see Josh Brolin as Cable, so.
You know what? I bet that old rigid chin would feel real good all up in your vajay. You know what?
I'm a classy lady, so I, like, cannot comment upon that, but I'm just gonna shake my head.
We both know the truth. Where should they find us, Morgan, if they want more drunk ranting?
Dude, like... Probably like our Zangas from when we were teenagers.
No, my God. Yeah. I hope that doesn't still exist.
But like in the present time, if you're not time traveling, definitely check us out on social media. You can find us at BNBcast on our website, bnbcast.wordpress.com. Definitely check out our YouTube page where you can catch everything on there, Mickey.
Sure. We got every single podcast episode except maybe one. And
which I still have not looked into. Sorry about that.
Well, now I just feel like I can't say we have every single episode because there's one that's not there. It's driving me crazy. We also are churning out twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Let's queer Witcher 3.
Witcher 3.
Which is, sometimes I have sound issues, which irritates me, but I'm fucking funny all the time.
Look, always.
Girl.
Always the game is getting played.
Girl.
So that's
and,
happening.
Oh, I had a really intense episode that I just filmed. It'll probably be coming out around the time that this comes out. But, oh, girl. A lot went down, and there was this character, we were about to go on a quest, and that bitch didn't put on shoes. And then she got kidnapped.
Well.
And I said, Kira Metz, you stupid bitch. Why didn't you put on shoes before you walked into this cave?
Are you saying if you don't wear shoes, you're like a prime kidnap target?
Well, I'm just saying, girl, if you're a sorceress, and we're walking into a cave to fight a nameless evil, at least put on flip-flops.
You would think.
You know, or a shower shoe.
It just goes to show you. You can
sandal.
lead a horse to water, but that bitch doesn't have to wear those shoes.
Well, now she might be drowned dead.
R.I.P.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely check us out on YouTube. You can follow me personally on the gram at Morganized Mess, or check out my website, morganizedmess.com.
And they can find you on XTube at Skanked Out Broke Down Bitch.
See, I let you keep going with that joke because I thought you would fizzle out, but like that is actually my handle.
Yeah, I know, and people should check you out. You do fascinating things with a rolling pin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like to bake, but I'm also a hooker, you know what I mean?
Get that money.
Girl, also...
Banana bread.
So yeah, check out all that stuff, and we'll be around. Definitely subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast, wherever you hear this, and tell your friends. Rate and review us. We got some shit to say.
on iTunes. It matters.
Oh, you know what else matters? Wine. Thank you for sharing so much wine with me tonight.
You're so welcome. It's so embarrassing how drunk you are. I, as a sober person, am trying not to judge you.
So much untruth. So, until next time, we got more lies to tell you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, man, you did a scale, and I was just like, fuck.
Well, that's because you're drunk and I'm sober, obviously.
I'm not going to sing for that.
Yeah, I am.
Beauty in the bed. Do you have a home? Beauty in the bed.
You
look. Beauty in the bed. Beauty in the bed. Beauty in the bed. Bitch.
Bye.